Hello and welcome to Disney Makes Coloring. If you're new here, my name is Megan and I'm so excited to be here with you today. So today is not really a coloring related video. It's more to go along with my craft room. I've had more than one request for me to show you guys my puzzle collection and how I organize my puzzles. I have, over 100 puzzles. Way over 100 puzzles. The majority of them are Disney. I do collect them. I am a collector of Disney puzzles. I also have a lot of my favorite brand, which is White Mountain. So I do have quite a few of those. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause this and I'm going to show you where I keep my puzzles and how they're stored. And then I will be right back. Okay, so here is my puzzle collection. So it starts up here, and then I have some puzzles that aren't in these boxes, and then it goes down, and this is a 4x4 cube from IKEA, and all these boxes have puzzles in them, and then the gray cube boxes, those also have puzzles in them. These boxes are pricey, so I get them when I can. These ones on the on my left over here, those ones are actually Sam's Club. You get, I believe, 5 in a pack or something like that, or 6. No, I think it was 5. So I got 2 boxes of those. Packages of those, but those don't fit in the cubes, they're too big. So I'd rather have these ones. And the brand of these boxes are Sterilite. And it's like $7 for one box. So to me, that's pricey. But yeah, so now you can see where I keep them all. And then I will be right. I'm going to switch views and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. Now that you have seen where my puzzles go, I have a box here. These are how I'm going to show you these. But first, this is what I'm going to show you the box. So I keep them in these Sterilite boxes. And each box has a sticker on it. I don't know if you can see there's a Z right here. Each box has a sticker on it of the letter. They go from A to Z, and then I doubled them. So double A. I don't know if I went all the way to double Z. I think the furthest to go is double R. And then the gray cubes that you saw, those ones are numbered. And then the newer boxes that I told you about that I got at Sam's Club, those are also numbered. So, so I do still have room for the double letters after double R if I get more of these type boxes. But, so what I do is I take the puzzles out of their box, and if they come with a paper in them, like this one comes with like a poster for the puzzle so you can see it. I don't have to look at the box. I'm one of those rare people that don't have to look at the box when I do a puzzle. Now my mother had to have the box in her hand the entire time. So like this puzzle, this is a brand, the brand is Seiko. They make a lot of the Disney puzzles, Seiko and Buffalo. They come with the Seiko ones, the Buffalo ones also do. They come with these, which are nice. And so I don't have to cut up the box, which I was doing until I came up with a new idea, which I'm going to show you in a minute. So this puzzle, this one is $7.50, I believe. No. Yeah. So there's 3 puzzles in this box. This has 2,000 piece puzzles and one $7.50. So in most boxes, I can fit 3 puzzles in them because I do not really have puzzles below 750 pieces. Most of my puzzles are 1,000 pieces or more. Now, if I have a 2,000 piece puzzle, I can only really fit 1 puzzle in the box. So I tend to leave those in their original boxes. But I also learned in the new Sam's Club boxes that I got, I can fit 2 2,000 piece puzzles in one of those boxes. So now I know that. But like I said, those boxes are too big for my cubes. They don't fit in my cubes, which stinks. So the reason I did this was I lived in California my whole life, and my husband got transferred to Texas. He works for Frito-Lay, so yay for chips. He works for Frito-Lay, and he got transferred to the corporate office, which is in the Dallas, Texas area. So we had to pack up our house and move, and I didn't know how I was going to pack up all my puzzles without them, you know, getting ruined in the move, or there's a lot of boxes, so it would have been like boxes and boxes of puzzles. So this kind of slimmed it down a lot, actually. So my mom and I said, well, let's put them in Ziploc bags, and then we can see how many we can fit in a tub, because the tubs will protect the pieces, and if the boxes get wet, because also we moved into an apartment until we could find the house that we wanted. And so a lot of my craft stuff, because I didn't have a craft room, we moved into a 1-bedroom apartment. And so a lot of my stuff went into, we rented a garage that was connected to the apartments. So in case things got wet, or, you know, puzzles do ruin when they get wet, just so you know. Anyway, so we came up with this great idea, and I loved it. So this worked. And then my puzzles collection started growing and growing and growing. And I just want you to know that I was cutting the boxes up so that I could keep the cover, the little square cover, in these boxes. Well, that hurts your hands. Oh, it hurts your hands. Because some boxes are thicker than others. And I was using scissors because it was easier than a box cutter at the... I don't know. I had a harder time with a box cutter, so I had some really good heavy-duty scissors that I was using. But I had blisters on my hands because we did this all in like one day. So I decided, okay, I have to think of a different plan. So when we're moving back to California, I decided that I was going to take all my puzzles and I was going to take a picture of every puzzle that I had. And instead of cutting the boxes up, I'm going to have a picture of it. And that way I know what puzzle is in what box. Also, I need to backstep that. So before I actually numbered the boxes or lettered the boxes, I had those chalkboard stickers, and I would have them, and I would have the titles of what puzzles were in each box. And they were like vinyl type stickers, so they didn't stick very well. And so that wasn't working either. And, you know, I could read what the puzzle's called, but that's not going to help me. Like, okay, I don't remember what that puzzle looks like. So I came up with the taking a picture of the puzzles. So I am going to show you how I took pictures and how I keep them. But I gotta check something real quick, so give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Let me get the books. So what I did was I went to Walmart and I found these photo albums. And the photo album has a place, so you has 2 places for pictures, and you can write right here. So that way I could put the picture of the puzzle, the title, how many pieces, the brand of the puzzle, and what box it's in. So that is what I did, and that is how I keep my puzzles organized. If you have any questions, I think I explained that okay. If I didn't and you have questions, please leave them in the comments below. I'll try to answer them to the best of my abilities. But now I am going to show you my puzzle collection so you can see. Now these are only the puzzles that are in the boxes. I have some puzzles that I don't have pictures of because they're still in their original boxes that they came in. So this book is my non-Disney puzzles. And like I said, I have mainly White Mountain and Disney puzzles. So these are White Mountain. That's the brand name. So this one here, this one is called I Love Cheese. I'm going to see if I can zoom you guys in. I am not taking them out of the plastic, so sorry about for those of you that totally annoys, but I have way too many. So yeah, I will do the best I can to get rid of the glare. So this one is called I Love Cheese. This one down here is Things We Collect, and it's like old stuff. It's got Ronald McDonald and the Smurfs. I like to do these puzzles because there's lots of things in them. Then we have this side, which we have, this one's called Home Cooking. This one is Beach House. These are all White Mountain, so you know. On this side, I have, I think I'm too zoomed in here. Hold on. There we go. This side we have barbecue. So this is all barbecue stuff. And then this one is the New Millennium. And it's fun. It's just a bunch of faces to find, you know, who's in there. So we got Harry Potter in there. I think we have Taylor Swift. We have Obama. We have there's football players, the Pope. I couldn't tell you. I'd have to really study it. But yeah. Then I have, on this side, we have Americana. So it's all American things. And then the one below it is called I Love Gum. So it's a bunch of different types of gum. Not from my generation, though. Well, Fruit Stripe I did have. We did have Fruit Stripe when I was little. And Bubblicious. A lot of these are older brands. Then we have American Classic. And the ice cream truck. Then we have, here we have the 90s. So I do have some of the year ones, the 90s. Yes. We've got all sorts of different stuff in there. We've got the Beanie Bears. I don't know if you remember those. Were really popular. The big Apple computer that came out. Got Seinfeld on there. Doogie Howser. The Simpsons. Teletubbies. Then we have television families here. Got all kinds of this. Steve Urkel. And then this one is more, this one's called Television History. So that's just a bunch of different television. There's Superman. I see the Star Trek people. MASH. I Love Lucy. Then this one is movies. You got Elf. Spider-Man. Wonder Woman. There's Superman. There's King Kong. Then I have, this one is called Broadway Musicals. I'm not going to explain each one. This one is movie posters. It's old movies. Some classics. Here we have, I had one of those. That's what this one's called. We got a Gumby, and a Pokey, Rock'em Sock'em Robots. Here is a Texas one. And again, these are all White Mountain. I have one, this one's called Fiction. This one is the Toy Store. Here we have Reader's Paradise. And this one is the map of the United States of America. I have Pop Culture. And this one is Lunchboxes. Over here we have Game Pieces. And then this one is Games We Played. So different kinds of... Look, there's a Dukes of Hazzard game. Candyland. Oops. Here we have Betty Crocker. So everything with the label of Betty Crocker. This one is called Diners. Sorry, I'm trying to show you without the glare. We have up here Just Add Water. So it's all Kool-Aid. We have cereal boxes. I have two different cereal box ones. This one is Coffee. This one is pencils. Lots of pencils. This one was fun. Here's the other cereal one, but this one's General Mills cereal boxes. Then we have Vintage Candy. This one is 50 States. Different lettering. This one was fun. Here we have a writer's desk. This one is called Good Humor, which is the brand name. It's ice cream. This one is Love Stamps. I have Fads. We have American Diner. Over here, Country Blessings. Here is the 80s. Then I have a Christmas one here. This one is Merry Christmas to All. Then this one's called Cozy Cabin. I have one. This one is Down on the Farm. This one is called Forest Lake. This one is Antique Advertising. And then the bottom one is City Market. We have Beach Vacation and Friends in Autumn. We have a nothing. So we're starting with the new category. These are my Harry Potter puzzles that I have. I do have this one, and it is in its original box still. It's not in. This one is a 3,000 piece puzzle. This is the Hogwarts Castle. And then I have this Harry Potter one here, and it's just called Hogwarts. That one is 1,000 pieces. This one is Gringotts, and that one's 1,000 pieces. And then here are some other fun ones. This one is Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. That one is 1,000 pieces. I have a Barbie one. That's 1,000 pieces. I have a John Wayne one. It's called Remember the Duke. And then in the bottom one, this one is fun. It's called Movies and Their Visual Puns. So, yeah. And it comes with like a mystery thing. I have that with the box. You have to find all the different movies. It's fun. And then now I have my Marvel puzzles. So we've got, this one is Marvel Comics Collage. So this one I actually took a picture of the puzzle that I did. I have Supergirl. That's not Marvel though. Supergirl's not Marvel. But yeah. Neither is Wonder Woman. We've got Wonder Woman. Two different Wonder Woman ones. And then I have some Thomas Kincaids that aren't Disney. So this top one is The Sound of Music. So here's the Von Trapp house, and here's is the kids and Maria. She's got her guitar. Then I have Gone with the Wind. And then I have two different Wizard of Oz ones. I have the Yellow Brick Road. This one is actually a 75th anniversary one. And then this one's just Wizard of Oz. And then I have this lovely Wizard of Oz one. And then this one is still in its box. This is a Springbok, which I remember growing up its brand was sold in Hallmark, and it seems like you could only find puzzles at Hallmark for some reason. This is a 2,000 piece puzzle, and the pieces are huge. So I can only do it on my dining room table because it takes up the entire table. This one is just a random one that I have. It's called Books, Travel Trinkets. It's a Buffalo. I do like Buffalo and Seiko. Those two brands I do like. So this one's just a bunch of like fantasy books. This one is called Toy Stamps. That one's by Seiko. Let's see. This one is a fantasy one. It's called Rainbow City. Then we have, this one is called Magical World. This one is a Cobble Hill. And this one's all blue stuff, so it's called Blue, obviously. This one is a circle puzzle. So the puzzle makes an actual circle, and it's round travel trailers. I don't know the brand name or how many pieces are in it. We have Candylicious up here. And then my husband likes to get me challenging puzzles for Christmas. He got me this one year. This one is a bunch of different kinds of dogs. Here is a New York one. It's called Life is an Open Book. That's a Buffalo puzzle. This one is by Lego brand. It's called Ice Cream Dream. Each ice cream, it's different color Legos. Here we have one. This one's called Beach Holiday. This one here is Country Life Autumn Paradise. And then we have another Harvest Time. I have done most of these puzzles, by the way. There are very few I have not done. Canoe Lake. These last ones, these four that I just showed you, we got while my mom was sick. My mom and I did those together. This one I got for Christmas, I believe, last year. This is called Christmas Ornaments. It's a Cobble Hill one. This one is Fancy Cakes. And then this one is a 2,000 piece puzzle right here. This one is Delicious Desserts. And these both are Buffalo brand. This is Ice Cream Social. And they both have 2,000 pieces. Here we have another Christmas puzzle. This one's Classic Christmas. That's by Seiko. This one is Cobble Hill, and it's Holy Night. It's a nativity scene. Here is my 2,000 piece Las Vegas puzzle. The Las Vegas Strip, which kind of still looks like that. There's a lot more newer stuff than in it now. Here we have Curiosity Shop. This is a 2,000 piece puzzle. This one is a 2,000 piece puzzle called General Store. This is another puzzle that my husband got for me, thinking ha ha ha. This is a 2,000 piece puzzle of Starry Night by Van Gogh. I have not completed it. I'll just tell you that. very, very, very hard. I need to get it out and try again. This one I actually have completed. This is Butterflies, and it's a 3,000 piece puzzle. That was a gift given to me. And then I have, this one is called Balloons in Flight. That one is also a 2,000 piece puzzle. This one here is Vintage Kellogg's. I don't know what brand. It says Carmen. I've never heard of that brand, so somebody must have given that one to me. This one is called Inspection of a Merchant Ship. And then we have this one I've had for forever. This I used to do when I was little with my mom all the time. It's Midnight Delight. It's a Springbok one. There's only 500 piece puzzle, that one is. And then I have this one, which I didn't write what it's called or anything. Oops. I don't even know what box it's in. My bad. So there are those. So those are my non-Disney ones. Now, this next book is my Disney ones, and as you can see, I did put a Mickey sticker on here, and it sat outside, and the stickiness melted, and then it dried, and I can't move it. So it's a sideways Mickey. It drives me crazy. It really, really does. So, here we go. So, I have them in by character, I believe. I have them in the boxes by character. I'm pretty sure. So here we have Sorcerer Mickey. This is a Disneyland puzzle. This one here is just called Mickey. This one's called, it's a photo mosaic puzzle by Buffalo. These are both 1,000 pieces. Here's another photo mosaic one. This is Mickey Mouse Sorcerer's Apprentice is what it's called. These are hard to find. These photo mosaic ones, most of them you'll have to get on Etsy. And they're really expensive. Because I've been looking, because there's just so many more, and I would love to complete the collection, but they're, like I said, they're hard to find. This one is Pluto the Pup. This is one I got at Disneyland. This is a 2,000 piece one. It's Mickey and Minnie. And this one is 1,500 pieces. It's like movie strips. It's called Mickey Movie Strip. Here we have Mickey Mouse posters. That one's 1,500 pieces. This one is Thomas Kincaid. It's 2017 Christmas Party. And you see Mickey and Minnie are ice skating. Got Pluto over here. This one is called Moonlight in Venice. And then this one is Mickey and Minnie in Venice. This one I've had, this one is an antique puzzle. There's 550 and it's called the Disney Treasures. So it's by the Golden brand. This one is Disney Vintage Buttons. And then we'll have, this one is Disney Collector Pins. And then you have, I don't know if you remember the Vinylmation, the Disney Vinylmation. And those ones are all $7.50. Here's another 1,500 one. This one is Disney Classic Movies #2. Or Volume 2. And then you have Disney Movies. This one's 2,000 pieces. Now we're going into Cinderella. Oh, well, no, not yet. These are still miscellaneous. So Disney Classics Movies is this one. which is 1,500 pieces. And then we have Disney Princesses. This one's 2,000 pieces. Sorry, I'm trying to not have a glare. Now we're going on to Snow White. So the first one I have is the Seven Dwarfs. This was a series. It was called the Artist Series, and it's by Mega Puzzles. I believe I got these at either Target or Walmart. That's where I find a lot of my Disney puzzles. I actually find at Target. This one is another Artist Series. This is the Seven Dwarfs Volume 2. And the same series, this one is Snow White on the Balcony. And then you have Whistle While You Work. All in the same series. And these are all 1,000 pieces. Here is Thomas Kincaid, Snow White. This one came in a box. I think there was 4 puzzles in the box. So they're only 500 pieces each. So this is a 500 piece one. And then this one here is Snow White 1937. This is a Ravensburger, which are the expensive ones. So I don't have too many of those. I do have a lot in this collection. This is the Disney Villainous collection. I have quite a few of those. And those are Ravensburger. I get those ones I found at Target. This was the Evil Queen. And we're moving on to Sleeping Beauty. So here we have the Thomas Kincaid Sleeping Beauty. Trying not to get a glare. We have another Thomas Kincaid. This one is Sleeping Beauty, Dancing in the Enchanted Light. And then we have the Artist Series, Sleeping Beauty. This one is called Aurora's Scrapbook. And then Vintage Aurora. Now we have Cinderella. So here is Thomas Kincaid, Cinderella. So this is the cartoon. Then I also have the Thomas Kincaid of the live action Cinderella. And then this one is called Cinderella's Grand Arrival. So she's coming in on her carriage there. This is the Artist Series that I was talking about. So this one is it's called Cinderella. I love it. Little mice making her dress. Jack and Gus Gus. Here is Vintage Cinderella. And now we have Little Mermaid. I have this one, Little Mermaid. This is a puzzle from Disneyland. And the Disneyland puzzles are called signature puzzles, so you know. This one is just Little Mermaid. It's a Seiko one, 1,000 pieces. And then this is a Disneyland Beauty and the Beast, the signature puzzle. I have Beauty and the Beast Castle by Thomas Kincaid. And then this one's just Beauty and the Beast by Thomas Kincaid. And then another Thomas Kincaid one. This one is Beauty and the Beast Enchanted Winter. And then I have Tangled. That's Thomas Kincaid. I have Tangled in the Signature Puzzles, which is Disneyland. We have Aladdin, Thomas Kincaid. We have Pocahontas, Thomas Kincaid. Princess and the Frog, Thomas Kincaid. Here we have the Disney Villainous one. This is Dr. Facilier. And we have my Alice in Wonderland puzzle. So this is Alice in Wonderland. This is Thomas Kincaid. And then we have the Artist Series, Alice in Wonderland. And then the signature puzzle, the Disneyland Alice in Wonderland, or the teacups. Oh, very on birthday to you. Here's some more Disney villainous ones that I have. So this one is Queen of Hearts. I have Prince John, which is Robin Hood. Here we have Hades from Hercules. And we have Ratigan from, I think it's the Great Mouse Detective. And we have some more villains here. I think that was, yeah. This one is called Disney Villains. This one is 1,500 pieces. And this one is Disney Villains Volume 2, which is also 1,500 pieces. Here we have some Dumbos. So this one is the Thomas Kincaid Dumbo. And then this one is the Artist Series one, which I've seen some coloring pages of this, something similar to this one. Here you have Pinocchio, Thomas Kincaid. It's called Pinocchio Wishes. And this one is, the next three are the Artist Series ones. This one is just called Pinocchio. And then we have Jiminy Cricket. And Sweet Dreams, Jiminy Cricket. So cute. Here we have some more Thomas Kincaid. So here's Jungle Book. Wanna be like you, ooh, ooh. This is the Jungle Book Artist Series. Here is Bambi Thomas Kincaid. It's called Bambi's First Year is what it's actually called. And then this is the Artist Series Bambi. Then we have 101 Dalmatians, Thomas Kincaid. And then we have, this one is the Artist Series. This is just 101 Dalmatians. And the Artist Series, those are all, I believe, Target. Here is Peter Pan, Thomas Kincaid. There's two different ones. And this is Peter Pan in Neverland. This is also Thomas Kincaid. And then we have Tinkerbell in the Artist Series. And we have The Lion King, Thomas Kincaid. Here is the Lion King signature puzzles from Disneyland. And then the Disney Villainous one, Scar. And then these ones are all Disneyland. I got all of these at Disneyland. So here, this one is Big Thunder Mountain. So Thunder Mountain. And then we have the Haunted Mansion. And then this is a special puzzle. This puzzle is two-sided. So this is all Pirates of the Caribbean. So this is the first side, which is a map of Isla de Isor. Dead man tell no tales. And then the other side of the puzzle is this. It's kind of hard to see. That was a hard puzzle. I have done that one. Here we have another Haunted Mansion puzzle. And these are all from Disneyland. And then this one, and the puzzle's actually in the shape of a Mickey head. It is blurry in order to fit it, to get the whole picture. I don't know why it turned out blurry. And then these ones I got also, I believe, yeah, I got these both at Disneyland. So this is the Disneyland Sleeping Beauty Castle, Thomas Kincaid. No, just kidding. It's not Thomas Kincaid. This is the signature puzzle. So that's the Disneyland. And then, but I did get this one at Disneyland also, and this is the Thomas Kincaid one. This one's Disney World because this is Cinderella's castle. And this one is Disneyland's 60th anniversary. Thomas Kincaid, I got that one at Disneyland. This one I got at Disneyland also. It's the map of the park, and then it's got 3D pieces in it. Another Disneyland one. This one is the 60th anniversary one. And then I have the park map, and it has some very interesting pieces in it. This one was fun because these are actual holes in the puzzle, the shapes. It's fun. Now we have Pixar. So we've got, this is a Disneyland Toy Story signature puzzle. And then these ones are all, next few are 2,000 piece puzzles. The next, no, just this one. Just kidding. So this is Pixar movie posters. This one is Pixar Moments. This is a Ravensburger one. Like I said, I don't have too many of those. They're on the pricey side. This one is called Pixar Button Collection. Here we have, this one is a Ravensburger one. It's the Pixar Art Studio. So you can actually see this desk, like a replica of this desk, if you go in the animation building in California Adventure. They have a place where they show you, you know, how they draw and create. And then this one is all about Pixar. And this one's a 2001. And then I have some empty spaces. These are my panorama ones. I can't get the pictures to come out right, but I have pieces of them in the boxes. So I have one that's Disney films. I have a Mickey Minnie one, Disney Parks, Mickey Mouse, a Minnie Mouse, Disney Around the World, a Disney Characters, a Game Over, Cinderella, a Little Mermaid, Jungle Book, Tinkerbell, and a Villains one. And then this one is the Disney Villainess again. This one is Pete. So Steamboat Willie there. And then, oh, we got more. Here we have a Disney Villainous one. This one is Cruella de Vil. And then we have Jafar. We have Mother Gothel. This one is a Thomas Kincaid. This one is Rapunzel dancing in the sunlight courtyard. Well, I hold it just right. Hopefully you guys can see. This one is Thomas Kincaid. This is Donald and Daisy, A Duck Day Afternoon. Another Thomas Kincaid. This is Mickey and Minnie in Hawaii. Get it all the way in there. And then this one is Cinderella. And then I have, no, I'm not done. I do have a bunch of Star Wars ones. But this one I got at Disneyland. This one is called Wanted, the Child. This one is a vintage puzzle also. This one is a really old puzzle. And it's called Mickey Christmas Memories. I had it for forever. And it's only 500 pieces. It's an antique. Here is the Princess Castle. This is a 2,000 piece puzzle. And we've got another one, 2,000 pieces. This one is called Princess Academy. And then down here we have Villains 2. This is a 2,000 piece puzzle. This one is 2,000 pieces here. This one is called Mickey's Carnival. And then my two most recent Ravensburger ones that I got, I have, this one is Frozen. And then I have, this one is called Ariel. And then I have my Star Wars puzzles. So this one I have not done yet. It will be a challenge. This one is 2,000 pieces. It's called Search Inside Battle of Hoth. And then I have, this one is a Search Inside one also, and that is the Death Star. Then we have Feel the Force. This one's only 1,000 pieces though. The other two were 2,000 piece ones. Here we have Star Wars posters. This one is Star Wars Original Trilogy posters. Here we have, this one is called The Circle Is Now Complete. And I like this one is called You're All Clear, Kid. As you can tell, I like the classic Star Wars. Here we have, this one is called Collage Pop Star Pop. Those are those, yeah, those one things that everybody collects. But these are Star Wars. And then here we have You're My Only Hope. So it's R2-D2, and then you see Princess Leia in the lens there. This one is just Star Wars, pinball art Star Wars. And then down here we have, this is one of those photo mosaic ones, R2-D2. And I have done all of these photo mosaic ones. Here is BB-8, another photo mosaic. What it is I don't know if you can tell. So there's little tiny pictures inside all of this to make it look like our BB-8. It's like a pictures inside of pictures. We got Yoda. And then we have Darth Vader. And Han Solo and Chewie. And then the last two are Princess Leia and the Droids of the Resistance. So that is my puzzle collection. I do have a few that are not in here. So give me 1 second and I'm gonna grab those. Okay. So some of these have plastic on them, so that hopefully the glare is not too bad. So this one is Lady Tremaine. I recently got this one at Target. So these are Ravensburger ones, but they're not as expensive as the big Ravensburger ones. So in every puzzle you get a little, it's called a collector's piece. I don't know if they're like chess pieces or what. So there's that one. And then I got the lovely Gaston. And then this is, my friend went to Disneyland recently and she brought me this one back. So these are the signature puzzles that you can only get at the parks. So we got Lilo and Stitch. So fun. And then I found these two at Target not too long ago. This one is called Where is the title? Here we go. That's a better picture anyway. It doesn't have one. I don't find it. I think maybe it's the drive-in, Disney drive-in. I don't know. But you got like, it says Snow White drive-in. So they're watching Snow White. There's little Mickey Mouses in the background. Like my hidden Mickeys in my coloring pages. So this is the Seiko brand. They make a lot of Disney puzzles. And then this one is Tangled. I found this one recently at Target. So yeah, that is all of my puzzles. I know this wasn't coloring related, so I do apologize for those of you who are not interested in puzzles. But I hope you enjoyed seeing my giant puzzle collection and how I organize them. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell button so you're notified when I post new videos. And the thumbs up that you liked. I really, really appreciate it. And as always, I enjoyed talking to you and look forward to talking to you all again soon. Bye!